everyone, in this video we will cover the current affairs. Before we move ahead, let me inform you that these questions are part of our daily 20 MCQ series in GK Today's Academy Android application. So if you are looking for the text version of these questions and their explanations along with the interactive quiz, you may consider joining our daily 20 MCQ series in Academy Android application. So in this app course you get daily 20 MCQs, a fortnightly quiz, a monthly revision document, and also category-wise revision ebooks which are optimized for reading on your mobile itself. Apart from it, you are also able to access all archives of questions from January 2020 onwards. Please check our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. You can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. For hard copy books, you can visit our website gktbooks.com. Okay. So now without wasting any further time, let's get started.
Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today. And today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 7th of December 2021. Starting with very first question. Magdalena Andersson is the first female Prime Minister of which country? So she is the leader of Center-Left Social Democratic Party and she became the first female Prime Minister of Sweden. And earlier we have seen that she resigned within hours of taking the job after her budget was rejected in favor of one proposed by the opposition. Now Magdalena Andersson has been reappointed as the Prime Minister of Sweden. Okay. Now apart from it, in the previous lecture we have seen that Petr Fiala, who is the leader of the Civic Democratic of Czech Republic, has been appointed as new Prime Minister of country, and earlier he served as the country's Minister of Education, Youth and Sports from 2012 to 2013 and has been leader of the Civic Democratic Party since 2014. Then also we have seen that Mr. Vivek Johari has been appointed as Chairman of Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs. Also, Al-Raisi has been elected as the President of Interpol and he is the Inspector General of UAE. Headquarters of Interpol lies in Lyon, France. Also, Government of India has appointed K.V. Kamath as the first chairperson of National Bank for Financing, Infrastructure and Development. Then, Mr. Baldev Prakash has been appointed as MD and CEO of Jammu Kashmir Bank. Also, do remember that Tedros Adhanom, who is the present Director General of World Health Organization, has been elected unopposed as the Director General of WHO for his second term. Okay. Question number 2. Ram Kumar Ramanathan, who recently won his Madden Challenger level singles title, is associated with which sports? So recently he won his Madden Challenger level singles title in the final clash of ATP 80 Manama event. And he is just 27 years old, who seeded 6th and ranked 222 in the world, and he is related to tennis. Also in the previous lecture we have seen that R. Ashwin recently became India's third highest wicket taker in Test cricket, and the other two are, first is Anil Kumble and second is Kapil Dev. Then Indian professional squash player Saurabh Ghosal has become the first Indian player to claim the Malaysian Open. Then Justin Trudeau has been elected as the Prime Minister of Canada for the third time, and Rajiv Bansal has been appointed as Aviation Secretary recently. Can you tell me Mr. Rajiv Bansal has replaced which personality? Please write in the comments. And K. Rajaraman has been appointed as Secretary in Department of Telecommunications. Fine. Question number 3. Where is the headquarters of the National Cadet Corps, that is NCC, located? So this is a youth wing of Indian Armed Forces and headquarters lies in New Delhi. Actually, it is the largest uniformed youth organization in the world, and recently it observed its 73rd anniversary of its raising on 28th of November. And NCC is open to school and college students on a voluntary basis as a tri-services organization comprising the Army, Naval and the air wings. Okay. Now talking about Delhi, recently it has identified 150 pollution hotspots in the city this year for strict monitoring and control measures. Also, government launched an advanced green war room and green application that will look into the problems pertaining to the kind of pollution throughout cities. Also, a 21-member team has been formed to manage the green war room, which will work 24/7 to monitor the pollution situation there in Delhi. Okay. Also, Ministry of Road Transport and Highways has notified the constitution of National Road Safety Board, which will be responsible for promoting road safety, innovation and adoption of new technologies and regulation of traffic and motor vehicles, and headquarter would be in New Delhi. Also, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has recently launched Desh Ke Mentor program to provide career guidance to the students of class 9 to 12, and hence the students will be mentored by subject experts for providing various career options, and every mentor will adopt up to 10 students to provide career counseling. Do remember that actor Sonu Sood has been named by Delhi government as the brand ambassador of this particular initiative. Okay. Question number 4. Which Indian state has announced the implementation of a police commissionerate system in 2 of its cities? So, Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan has recently announced the implementation of police commissionerate system in the 2 cities, which are these Bhopal and Indore. So, under this structure, the district magistrate is entrusted with issuing arrest warrants, licenses, while the superintendent of police has powers and responsibilities to investigate crime and make arrest. So this has been done on citing growing population and geographical expansion of the 2 cities, and hence to tackle administrative and law and order problems. Correct answer is option number B. Now apart from it, Madhya Pradesh has launched the Kranti Surya Gaurav Kalash Yatra from the birthplace of freedom fighter Tantia Mama, Barod, Ahir village. And Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan has called upon the citizens to participate in this yatra. Also, the state government organized a program on 4th of December, which is the death anniversary of Tantia Mama. Now, earlier we have seen that the Kuno National Park of Madhya Pradesh is set to receive and inhabit 13 African cheetahs by early 2020 in one of the world's largest intercontinent animal translocation. Now apart from it, India's first certified organic fruit, Arunachal Pradesh kiwi, has been launched by the Union Ministry, and Arunachal Pradesh has become the first Indian state to obtain organic certification for kiwi under the scheme named as Mission Organic Value Chain Development for Northeast Region. Okay. Question number 5. Who is the chairman of the 5-member Central Vista Oversight Committee? So the center has constituted a Central Vista Oversight Committee to directly oversee the 20,000 crore rupees project for a period of 2 years. And as per the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, former Finance Secretary Ratan P. Vatal has been appointed as the chairman of the 5-member Central Vista Oversight Committee. Now apart from it, Shillong famous Cherry Blossom Festival was held between 25th of November and 27th of November this year, and the festival included various competitions, programs and other art events. Then Railways is constructing the world's tallest railway bridge at None Valley in the state of Manipur with a height of 141 meters. So it is a part of 111 kilometers long Jiribam Imphal railway line, which aims to connect the capital of Manipur with the broad gauge network of the country, and the bridge at None Valley will surpass Mala Rijeka viaduct existing record of 139 meters located in Europe. Okay. Now apart from it, IRCTC that is Indian Railway Catering and Tourism Corporation, has commenced Sri Ramayana train from Delhi. And this train will cover the visit of all prominent places associated with the life of Lord Rama in total of 17 days. And more such trains would run to promote religious tourism. Question number 6. Which country showcased the Y-8Q anti-submarine warfare aircraft? So China recently showcased the Y-8Q anti-submarine warfare aircraft, and the People Liberation Army Navy's Y-8Q aircraft is also known as KQ-200. So this was launched amidst the deepening engagement between Taiwan and the US, and Taiwan claimed that at least 5 Chinese warplanes had entered its air defense identification zone. Now, as per our latest report by McKinsey and Company, China has overtaken the USA to become the richest nation in the world, and the report stated that global wealth had tripled over the last 2 decades, and China has accounted for almost 1/3 of the staggering rise in global wealth. Now, Wang Yaping has become the first Chinese woman to walk in space, as her team completed a 6-hour walk outside the Tiangong space station. Also, do remember that India's Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory, that is LIGO, project facility is to come up in Maharashtra. And recently the Hingoli Revenue Department has handed over 225 hectares of land in the state for this particular project. Okay. Question number 7. Zero defect, zero effect is a scheme implemented by which union ministry? So Ministry of MSME implements this particular scheme, and it is an MSME certification scheme launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in 2016 to encourage the manufacturing of goods by MSMEs without any defects and without any effect on the environment. So according to the data shared by MSME Minister Narayan Rane in Rajya Sabha, the scheme has recorded around 25,000 MSME registrations, and the scheme was upscaled in financial year 2019 to benefit more MSMEs. Okay. Then the Indian Institute of Petroleum, which is a constituent laboratory of Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, has developed the biojet fuel, and it has been formally approved for use on military aircraft on the Indian Air Force, and this approval will enable the Indian Armed Forces to use biojet fuels produced using indigenous technology across all its operational aircraft. Okay. Now, apart from it, Indian International Science Festival 2021 is being organized jointly by Ministry of Science and Technology, Ministry of Earth Sciences, and NGO Vijnana Bharati. So this would be held from 10th of December 2021 for 4 days in Goa. So do remember that Goa is host for this particular event. Question number 8. Which country proposed the Social Media Basic Expectations and Defamation Bill 2021? So recently the Australian government has released the draft of Social Media Basic Expectations and Defamation Bill of 2021, and the bill aims at holding social media companies accountable for the content posted on their platforms and protecting the users from trolls. So the reforms will consider the social media companies as publishers, and they can avoid this liability if they provide information so that the victim can identify and begin defamation proceedings against the troll. Now, apart from it, first edition of India Young Water Professional Program was launched virtually under National Hydrology Project and was supported by Australian Water Partnership. So it is a central scheme of Department of Water Resources, and this is the first edition. Now recently Arunachal Pradesh Cabinet has adopted the Pakke Tiger Reserve 2047 Declaration on Climate Change Resilient and Responsive Arunachal Pradesh. So the declaration proposes a multi-sector approach towards low emission and climate resilient development throughout 5 broad themes, which are these. First is environment, second is forest and climate change, Third is health and well-being of all. Fourth is sustainable and adaptive living. And last is livelihood and collaborative action. Okay. Question number 9. When is the International Day of Solidarity with Palestinian People observed? So the United Nations observes 29th of November as the International Day of Solidarity with the Palestinian people since 1978. And the day aims to mark the adoption of the United Nations resolution to partition Palestine into 2 states. So the United Nations traditionally celebrates this day by holding its annual debate on the question of Palestine. Now apart from it, United Nations celebrates 10th of November every year as the World Science Day for Peace and Development, which aims to highlight the role played by science in our society. And the theme for this year was Building Climate-Ready Communities, and 2021 marks the 20th edition of this particular day. Then, National Legal Services Day is observed across the country annually on 9th of November, and it aims to commemorate the enactment of Legal Services Authority Act to create awareness about the provisions related to this particular act. Also do remember that COP27 would be hosted by Egypt in the year 2022 and COP28 would be hosted by UAE in the year 2023. Fine. Now coming to last question, who has been awarded as the best actor male at the BRICS Film Festival? So Indian actor Dhanush has been awarded with the best actor male at the BRICS Film Festival for his role in Tamil movie Asuran. Also do remember that he won the national award for best actor for the same movie this year, and the movie has so far won 3 national awards. Also do remember that Lara Boldorini was awarded the best actor in female category at the festival for her performance in the Brazilian film On Wheels. Okay. Now apart from it, the Hunar Haat is a platform provided by the Union Ministry of Minority Affairs to showcase the expertise of artisans, craftsmen of India and explore the opportunities of employment under Ustad. What does Ustad stands for? It is upgrading the skills and training in traditional arts, crafts for development. So recently the 33rd Hunar Haat was organized at Delhi, which received silver medal at the India International Trade Fair of 2021 for strengthening commitment to the Vocal for Local initiative. Then Skyroot Aerospace, which is a Hyderabad-based space technology startup, has test-fired India's first privately developed fully cryogenic rocket engine, and the engine has been named as Dhawan-1 in honor of Indian rocket scientist Mr. Satish Dhawan. So it was developed using 3D printing technology and is fueled by liquefied natural gas and liquid oxygen. So the engine successfully demonstrated the technology to power its Vikram 2 orbital launch vehicle. Okay. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions. And at the end of the lecture, do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, me Nuzhat Sana signing off.